Oh boy. Broken Walls is a really interesting type of map. It's a map that doesn't necessarily tell you, hey, you gotta completely change your grab because you have access into the jungle, but it really benefits teams who have strong laners. People who say, I don't want you to move out of the lane. You sit under the tower like a good little boy, and I'm gonna go fight your jungler.
Yeah, that and the team that has more proactiveness, right? Definitely can find weird, peculiar angles, and let's see, it all starts from here. YG will take the blue, will ban out the Kalia and the Lancelot. And on the other side, Coach Summer, right? I really like his character as well. IRL, he will ban the Zora and the Garaka.
Something about saying IRL feels a bit weird.
Hey man, we're coming
Makes
to that
me feel
age.
old.
It really does.
Right?
I felt it too, and I'm like, just don't say it, and I won't grow up.
Me and Gideon just look at each other like, did you say IRL?
Hey, I'm 02 born, all right?
Wait, you're born 2000 something?
That's Daijo okay, my guy.
This is making me not Daijo Boo.
This is
Okay, you know what?
Oof.
He's 02, so you be a good boy and don't cause the daddy's problems.
Oh, you have to take a deep breath for that one. All right,
Because I'm thinking the rest of the talents are hearing backstage. We'll see if they heard that one.
Let's see if the name sticks. We'll see. But now sorry,
Good boy gone.
Yushin Shin already banned out here, but I'm questioning whether or not they want to hold things up, because at this point, now that Sora is gone, there's only one other. Oh, you know what? Oh, they're willing to fight it. They're like, Bankai, you want to fight? He's like, yes, sir. Ban out that Yves. Let's take out one problem. Leave you in lane.
But here's the thing. Here's my problem. Lance and Yushin was banned. I feel like Zone wants to take out that Hayabusa quick.
I'm thinking too, but oh wait, no, Kalea's already banned.
Jushin. I feel like. Yeah, Jushin. So they'll pick up the Jushin, and then Zone 1. If they don't pick up the Haya, that's gonna be weird. So they pick up the Yuzong to deal with the Jushin.
The Yuzong is expected.
Yep.
Now the Haya. The question is whether Haya is going to get let through here, or whether they double down and be like, you know what? We are expecting another assassin on the opposite end. Let's just go Lunox or Kadita.
Ooh, that's also an approach here.
But it's like, that's a hard read. Like, you expect them to go assassin just for this.
So what will they go for? Will they go for the safer approach, right? I think picking up a Hayabusa
is safe because the other
sensible.
option is the Joy, and if the Joy is not there, but they pick up the hard.
Okay.
Two playmakers. They want to play around the zone and the crowd control as well.
I think the safest is Haya high loss, because high loss with your shit is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I pick up the Hayabusa. Might have some trouble going up against Yuzong as well as Gato, sure, but you know, be a man.
If the Hayabusa gets picked up for the side of YG.
Or Joy, either or.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, why would Gato be a higher priority here? I guess they're trying to say that we don't care what the is going to be, but here we go. Hellcat alongside with Baxia. Very unconventional ways to play the game. But honestly, this works really nicely for someone in the mid lane who is just looking to kind of open up the map for you.
Hey, again, he's 6 for 6 because I did cast that game, and having this roam Hellcat, I really feel like now people are starting to understand when Hellcat is the strongest, which is surprisingly level 2. You kind of don't burst them out like
all the way,
but especially if you do have that flicker, you're just like, I'm gonna chase you and chase you and chase you. What are you gonna do about it? And then yeah, that's all the analysis there.
Depends on what they run. I think that the Deadly Stinger's doing 75% of the marksman's HP at level 1 is kind of whack after 5 Stingers. But, you know, I digress. Finally, the Lunox come in. No touching of Haya.
And I really like the Hellcat pick because we mentioned about the two playmakers, and I feel like Hellcat is kind of anti-playmaking, you know, with the Dark Knight Falls. You aren't able to rotate well, you know, are not able to adjust well. And with the Baxia, the theme from YG, at least from the first 3 picks, is just mobility, right? Speed is definitely within their composition.
Look, I don't know about you, but I feel like Hellcat is part of a terrorist organization. He looks like he takes people hostage and posts video online demanding for bribes, because that's how he plays. Imagine Lunox trying to walk out. Dark Knight Falls, silence, insta-dead.
Yeah.
What's the counterplay to that?
I miss you, Gideon.
It's great being back on the M stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lunox.
I always feel like I'm meant to be challenged, and you're there. You push me more and more.
It's just you're going band for band here.
Yeah,
practically.
It's our egos.
Yeah.
I'm the
for
person.
You're the good boy. You're the GBG.
GBG.
Okay, Lapu, Arlet get banned out. Liamar get banned out.
Oh.
It's gonna be a final jungle ban.
It should be.
It's really like, I dare you to pick up Haya. I double dare you.
Try me. Try me, sir.
So Zone, they will have either Haya or Joy. Unless they have something else that they've been hiding. Like an Amon, which probably not. But you know.
Yeah.
Hey,
That sort of like.
I think they'll go for. Ooh, actually, okay, wait. I'm thinking.
which one Hellcurt likes more? I think that's the question, right?
Personally, I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter who he fights because if you get silence bursted down before you can press any buttons, like okay,
good.
dear Lord, help me. But other than that, I think
Your team is picked.
Hayabusa is out. What is he left with?
So Joy.
Joy is gonna get run down by the Baxia.
Yeah. So, you know, like, Joy likes to sing, and Hellcurt's like, shut up.
There's
Silence.
Silence, there you go.
Here. Yeah, no, this kind of puts them in a really awkward triangle.
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
for Fredrin, you already get counterpicked. And yes, I mean, there is a nerf
Yeah.
onto the Baxia, but it doesn't
What
fly
time
great.
is it?
Wow, this
It's
is
Your team is picked.
on the 4th pick as well. So they really want to hide their gold laner here, I feel like.
Yeah, but then how do you deal with the Hellcurt? I mean, I
There's
don't know.
a chance that the Lunox is going to be gold. There is a chance. Not saying it is, but there's a chance.
It's just dangerous. I really am. I'm so critical of this Gato pick. There was no reason for
Being
it.
that high. Yeah, being that. Yeah.
I mean,
Technically
one,
first pick.
it's being that high. Yeet is already out, and you were going to lock in the Yuzong, so Farsa was a non-issue. So I get it if you put Lunox into that second position and then Gato
wait.
somewhere else.
Bro, I'm
Another speedy hero, right?
liking YG, not gonna lie. Win or lose, they're very brave to bring out new things here on the Swiss stage.
Hey, man. Who knows? Z1 whips out with the Minsatar Gold lane. That will show him something. Okay, Claude. All right. Thankfully, very straightforward, but it's still a hyper volatile comp.
It is. It is. And
No real form of peel. No real.
the output damage from the two teams are actually insane. You got the Benedetta, you got the Hellcurt as well, but on the other side, you've got the Claude and the Lunox, which will pop off in the mid-late. So both teams are kind of similar, like damage output-wise later on.
Yes, damage output-wise, it is pretty similar, but the scaling is significantly better. Better for our teams. And I think that at the very least, when we look at it straight up, it just makes a lot of sense, right? Hey, we have a couple of tanks, we have an anchor to hold it, but your backlines will always be threatened at any point as long as we have ults.
Now, it looks like Blink going for that execute. He just wants to kill people instantly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd game of today, and Yangon Galacticos coming in with a very new draft, trying to defeat the guys that made through the wildcards, Team Zone.
It's going to be one hell of a fist fight here.
Welcome
And obviously,
to Mobile
there's no bad
Legends.
blood, but obviously there's history between the two teams. And we'll see how this plays out because it's going to be purple buff starts on either side.
Yeah, and now we're going to be looking at the side lanes here. Looks like a Bankai as well. Stage slightly delayed, just making sure that if anyone invades, he's there to kind of back them up.
Nice stuff from Ying.
Already
Oh, so good. So he played level 1 perfectly.
committed the Petrify as well, right? Forced regen from Bankai and just applying pressure here. But yeah, that's 2 early spells from the EXP. Bankai also spent his Petrify there.
They have to trade Petrifies. Either that, Ying gets that full free push, no trade back, walks away, and then Bankai, he minimizes the amount of damage he's actually taking because of it. But now, I'm pretty sure he knows that Blink is nearby.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't, he kind of has to play like this anyway.
Oh, that's a Terrify. That's a 2v1. Perfectly executed there. Yeah, Blink did not show on map here so far, and that was just a quick pick-off 1-2 punch.
Man,
That's-
really sucks.
That's just a good way to break the tempo because you're like, okay, for 2 minutes, we're not going to do anything. Fight Turtle. Immediately dies level 2 and it's like, oh, well, I wish this was Flying Clouds.
I wish this was Flying Cloud's pretty bad as well. And Bankai, I think he's lost a full level at this point. Yep, level 4 to level 2. This is so devastating for him.
God.
He's got a non-existent lane. K is already struggling against Stitch with no help whatsoever coming in because they have to fight for the upcoming neutral objective. Bright is going to be stretched out in places that he doesn't want to be, and Lena's doing a really good job at just slowing down rotations.
I gotta say, this is already a rude awakening for Team Zone. It's like, guys, we just got here, okay? we just went through wildcards. We just started the Swiss stage, and y'all play like this?
Yeah, they need definitely to take a breather, but because of the Yu Zhang's not level 4, they will. Oh, again, Blink now. He's all over the map. And Yangon Galacticos picks up another kill.
They've got to stop doing this. They know that there is a Hellcurt on the opposing team. With no information, he could literally be anywhere. Unless you have somebody that you're willing to sacrifice, you're not losing too much off of it. And there's honestly no problem with you just walking backwards, right? So I can't understand why there's such a big animosity as another kill comes through. Hellcurt is crushing it right now.
I mean, like, here's the thing. This is one of those things, right? How do you train against a Hellcurt? Because I'm pretty sure in scrims, not many people are showing off the Hellcurt, especially if it's your opponents. You kind of want to keep this under wraps.
Yeah, but then how do you communicate to the rest of your team, right? I think that once, especially if you're the support, you have to start communicating. I did not see him on the top side of the map. The likelihood that he's mid or down to the bot side should be enough for Bankai to make a choice. Either way, it's still going to be tough anyways, right? Stitch, he's even got a freeze. Yes, he's got a perfect freeze underneath his turret.
I gotta say, that usage ban, perfect.
I like that. I like Sky Piercer for Zushin though, so Lino really wants kills, but also keep in mind that Blink hasn't used his Dark Knight Falls here for the first, 3 minutes, so...
I mean, if he did, we couldn't see it, you know?
True.
Get it?
True.
All right, John Cena lover, let's calm down. He's retired now. He's the 11th
He tapped out.
He tapped out. He's 9 seconds left for the next buff to actually spawn, but I don't see... I want to see whether Yangon Galacticos is going to decide to set up a dive, or are they going to really interrupt Joy's farming pattern?
Sorry, that was a tank, by the way. One Deadly Stinger, half HP.
Has the Heptacies, by the way.
He has the Heptacies. So, yay, Blink.
Yay, Blink. Wait, why are there so many people up here? Why aren't they clearing their bot side? Wait, hold on.
Oh, that's Zixora right here. Looking for... Oh, Dark Knight Falls finally committed. That's going to be Zixora caught. No jungler here, as the turtle will be free for Han. Now the Order of Brilliance has been used, so that's bad news for Kenny. Forced to use the Flicker. AOG defensively as well. Now, do they have enough kits to re-engage? I don't think so, but that's the BDF spent from Bankai.
At this point, Team Zone's got to look for someone that has a clock because they need to buy some time.
Yeah, I don't... Okay, if I'm in Team Zone's... Bankai.
Yes.
Oh, that's a terrify. That's a damage.
Yes.
Oh, Bankai trying to hold on. But the overwhelm damage is enough.
He played it as good as he gets. Again,
That's not his fault.
It's not his fault. There's just a huge lead. Keep in mind that Blink is literally almost the exact same EXP as Ying.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like out of all the EXPs, if you're behind on a Yuzong, it's one of the worst feelings ever. There's some EXPs you don't mind playing from behind. Yuzong is not one of them.
Yeah.
Backcock can relate. It's it's painful. It's really painful. You want to be proactive, but you don't have the numbers to do it. Oh, Cursed Helm purchase coming in from Hans. Wasn't expecting him to complete it.
100% kill for Blink, by the way.
Yeah, 5 kills. All towards the Romer, quote unquote. And here comes the mobility that the Boxer can provide already on top. Trying to apply pressure. And it's just, 5 minutes, 3,500 goldie, that's massive.
Dude, and here's the thing, Zixora has to be the one absorbing those minions, so Bankai is just going to get more behind.
Yeah.
This is an EXP leader's nightmare.
It's the worst. He's gonna have to like shift his build. He's gonna be like, okay, War Axe. No, don't even bother going for the Fury Hammer. Just go straight into tank items. There's just no other option that you have left.
Yeah. At this point, like, he's hoping for them to clump up and he gets a 5-man Petrify and it gets out of that. I got 5 assists. I'm back in the game.
He's back in the game and he'll be back real soon. But I just think that there's so many things that could go wrong, and there's so many negative like effects for Bankai getting into team fights. Like if he's in front of Hans, it's a bad matchup. Ying can just run away. Stitch doesn't really care, but luckily, oh, hold on.
No, that's a taunt, that's a Petrify. Zixora finds the last turtles. Han trying to rotate around, gets to safety. Order pop, that's a information. Uh-oh, Kenny forced to use the flicker. But take a look at Bright. Tried OG out of his way, but cancelled by YG. K placing duet. Does he have enough damage? Not yet. Oh, clutch, terrifying. Almost there. Luckily, K has the BMI.
Yeah, even with the execute, it was extremely dangerous. Luckily, K's still alive after all of it. Bankai gets value out of that Petrify, and it may not be a 5-man, but it secured them the turtle, and that's a little bit of goal and EXP leaning back in towards Team Zone.
We gotta look at Dreadnought armors coming in soon, because look at items. Bankai, do you have a Dreadnought? Because even if you're gonna get bursted down, at least you can tell your team, hey, I tried. Okay, I had some armor. It's just not enough.
Oh, okay. The
Threat number 2, pause the game.
Pause has been called. Not sure by which side just yet. I'm trying to look at the background and get a little bit of an idea, but the marshals are communicating with each other, so I can't really tell who made the first call.
I think it's just asking, like, did he legit just kill me?
It's like, well, that was a lot of damage.
And hold on, hang on. Let me look at the items here. And okay, no wonder. Bankai's item, first item, on strike, and he only has a jerkin. He doesn't have the Dreadnought. So
And another thing that is concerning, the Hellguard has the Sea Halberd.
Yeah.
oh,
So really,
Just locked in after that kill.
genuinely, there is no way for him to win this until he gets roughly 3 items. And one of them has to be defensive, and you're praying that Hellguard doesn't buy like a Malefic Roar somewhere in between. It's the worst possible outcome for him, but as long as he's hitting those Petrifies during these important board and turtle fights, you could be able to turn this game around.
I mean, like, personally for me, if I'm playing EXP and I'm in Bankai's situation, I don't think it will work in tournament, but in rank, this is something that you can do, which is you type "I'll chat" and be like, "K's free farming, by the way." You want to get on that?
Usually, my preferred method is hitting the settings button and just go immediately to surrender and be like, hey, what's the vibe check? You say nothing and just be like, yes, maybe no.
Yeah. But then you have teammates that the more tilted you are, the more they're like, no, we can win.
Oh,
It's a reject.
Such a positive.
No, it's negativity with a positive light.
I've never been held hostage longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
40-minute games, that's why.
Okay.
And it's a general rule in Malaysia, if your team gets a savage, you surrender.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Your team gets a savage, you surrender.
It's
Okay.
like, you know what, he got a savage, all right.
Okay.
GG. You guys got to win.
GGs.
And that's why we're the easy server. Just give us a savage and you get the win.
Simple rules.
It's just the nature of business.
Yeah. What's 1 star when you could have multiple stats of savages?
And then having like 30% win rate with 300 savages.
The most skewed stat.
Yeah, 30% win rate, but the ridiculous KDA
200
ratio.
savages.
200 savages.
Took almost no damage his entire MLBB career.
He's just praying. He's praying like, please, how do I get the mythic?
Gets scouted by a professional team. He has a 20% win rate, but it's pretty good because you can't surrender in the tournaments.
Oh.
He forgets he's in a tournament. Guys, we gotta surrender. They got a savage. We got a savage. We gotta end it here.
Oh no. But we're back in the game.
Yeah. So, we should really stop doing that. Jeez. We should let when you get a savage, just continue with the game.
Yeah. Like normal people.
Anyways, right now, looking at the bottom lane here, trying to give as much farm into K as possible, but you're sacrificing one. Blake! Oh my. Let's
goodness. And Dark Knight falls, but it seems like Sixora will be able to mark Link down, finds the shutdown, but they lost K.
Okay.
That's the big 10G.
That's a big 10G.
10G.
You can't take that away from him. And honestly, really good movement. At any point of time, if he just didn't react fast enough, he could have gotten his ankles broken.
Dude, you know what? Maybe tomorrow, people will just play fighters again. Because they're like, what is it?
Oh, that's going to be the shot here from Bright. Great timing. That's going to the back. Penny looking to find Havoc. That's going to be the matchup finding the Lord. Oh, Sora again finding 2 kills. Zone, they got the 2 kills. But Yangon got the Lord.
I would say it's worth it, right? You can have the Lord. It's going to come back.
Yep.
But we're going to kill you. which you will also come back.
Yep. I think
Sooner than the Lord, by the way.
I think that the initial mistake here was the fact that they want to sit on top of the Lord. I don't think they need to sit on top of the Lord. They need to get resources out of Team Zone, right? Like the Black Dragon form doesn't matter as much here, especially if you know you're not wanting to take the neutral, but you just want to fight. And generally speaking, Yangon Galacticos, they decided, you know what? It's already this low. Let's just take it, and then we're going to respawn, and we're going to go for the full push.
Looking at the items here, finding a Dreadnought. And it looks like Bankai will have some form of magic resist because the Jushin as well as the Hive is becoming a problem. With 1,200 lead in the gold lane, that Holy Crystal is going to be completed quite soon. And usually this doesn't matter, but this time it does. 2,000 gold difference between roamers.
Question about the mid laners. With the recent updates onto Genius One, do you think it's, you know, first item rushable? Because again, you can see that it's very common to see either Genius One or Lightning Truncheon being picked up in a lot of these scenarios, but it's about that glowing wand. First or second for you?
Honestly, I prefer Lightning if I want to go for it. Oh, no.
He dies?
The man 10G will have to fall here. And at least Yangon is able to relief off pressure top lane.
Gideon, it was 1v4. And he was chain CC.
Yeah. He was. I don't blame the chain CC. I'm just surprised Ying did that much. I thought that Zixora would at least be brought down to 60%. I wasn't expecting 100-0.
Doesn't really want to commit to this yet. They will trigger the passive in the bottom side though, and they will take their time here. Yangon understands that, hey, no rush.
That's the way slow and steady wins that race. And if they're able to break those holy shieldings across the inhibitors, that's going to help set them up for the upcoming Lord, which is about to spawn in 45 seconds.
But we do got to say, Team Zone, whenever they do go for a team fight, it actually looks pretty solid. And they are scaling up because right now it is 11 minutes of the game and Trinity has been built here. So it's not the worst thing in the world for Team Zone because they still have avenues going for them here. Zixora as well with that Wishing Lantern. They can't kill Han because Han is the only front line here and they've built enough forms of penetration to deal with that. Ying kinda, you know, tanky, but it's harder to track him.
Yeah, I think right now for Yangon, as well as Team Zone, I think that initial impact on that team fight, it has to count for something. If they don't find any impact at all and use resources, they just got,
You can't face check like that, Bunkai. YG again in the bottom side again. Blink just so on point and precise. 2 members off the board while the Lord is up. This is not good for Zone.
Dude, this makes me so mad because they're playing such a good Hellcrit game. Like, it's not just Blink. It's everybody else to sell the idea that he's not there. It's so obnoxious.
They're making it look like this is dangerous grass.
Yeah.
That's like, all of a sudden, the grass looks much greener here. Maybe it's my color blindness, but either ways, team.
Like, would you blame K for dying there? I wouldn't, because it was like, you literally saw 4 people. What's the odds that he's gonna be in Tribush down on the opposite side?
So here's the thing, even if you know, Hellcut's pretty fast.
He's pretty fast. He is pretty quick. He's quick with it, and he's also he's already built a Rose Gold. Dear Lord.
Bro, so annoying.
He's gonna skew the stats by saying he's the highest damage as a roamer.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, like his roamer stats will be unreal.
It's gonna be so funny. He's like being compared EXP laners. Han?
Yeah, they want to defend this mid lane turret. Han. Oh, 2-man petrify, no clear down. Follow up. No! Okay, the back, finding the Lunox. Bunkai repositions Zixora. Whitelo still able to get out. The EMI, though, will get back to safety. That's the defense on the mid, a valuable one.
Oh, that's really unfortunate because K should have died there, but the auto ended up going into the turret rather than to K. Just missed it by half a second. Unfortunate for YG, but it's not over.
Coming for his pocket.
Oh!
Taken down. Zixora will fall for nothing.
You know what? I changed my mind. Ying has got me feeling some type of way on that Benedetta. That was sick. That was great timing.
I'm speechless, dude.
EXPs are great.
Yangon is oh my goodness, like team for the Wildcard's not having a good day today.
They really aren't.
Definitely, man. The last turret here will fall from the side of zone. Bankai and friends trying to hold on, trying to delay the game here while waiting Zixora to get back up, but Yangon, they make it look so simple playing this game.
They really do.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm going to wait in this bush. And trust me when I say, someone will walk by. And being 9-1 and 3, you can one-shot anyone.
I swear to God, if I go into a public game and somebody says that to me when playing Hellcrit, I'd be upset. I'll be upset for sure. Because look at Blink, he's always in these weird off angles. And now it's starting to trigger some pattern recognition, and I hope that Team Zone starts figuring out that his usual spots. Mid lane brush, tri-lane brush, and also lane brush. Whether it be upper into the enemy territory or your own.
I gotta say, if I was K, I think he'd be like, I wish I was a Lapu Lapu. Right? At least I can do something.
Yeah.
Because let me just tell you folks, it's kind of unfun if you just get one-shotted every time.
No, yeah.
I've been one-shotted a few times, and I'm a roamer. I can tell you guys, it's not fun.
It is not great. It is not great at all. But now that this comp is finally fully scaled with the help of Stitch, Lord, non-factor, non-issue. Where did it go? Disappeared in under 10.
Yeah, definitely here. No contest as well. And potentially, with this Lord, this might be the final push that, again, allow Yangon to rise.
It's going to be difficult. 8,000 goalie here for Yangon Galacticos. I mean, at least there's no bushes inside of the base. And maybe it will be more difficult for Blink to go in, or Blink just goes in and then, you know, just gets a savage with their second skill.
And then they surrender immediately after. I think that right now, as this Lord is about to push in, I'm curious about the items, but the fight's about to start.
Let's see with the Lord here, quite healthy in the mid lane. That's going to be the Order of Brilliance pop. Uh-oh, that's going to be them trying to hold on here. Zone, can they do it? That's the Benedetta final blow in the bid. That's going to be Bankai trying to hold on. Two-man knockup, but it's not enough. Now, YG trying to hold on as Stitch is still alive. The damage is there. The magic power will not go further. It's a 1-for-1 in Zone. They have defended.
Now that was a clutch unbreakable by the Gatokacha, stopping the Harvey in his tracks. And again, this Harvey is going for Flicker, not Purify. Okay, so now at least Bright can deal with the damage of Blink. And noticeably, Blink is 9-1 and 3.
Yes.
That means he was not able to find any angles to actually jump in and kill anyone.
Yep.
Well, but, okay.
This is the hardest part about the Yangon Galacticos comp. Finishing off the game is not going to ever be easy because you're basically doing it 4v5. So the only time we're expecting Team Zone to actually finally lose this game is either they get backdoored, or B, where we see the Hellcrit having to fight around the Lord Pit. And that's the most ideal scenario for Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, quick look at the items here. Quite a lot of damage items for Ying on this one. With the Sea Halberd, Malefic, Roar, as well as the Blade of Heptases. And you can say, you know, Rose Gold as an offensive, defensive kind of item. Full build here by the Hellcrit.
Already full, right? Also, the Zushin here, even on 2 kills, still holding on to that Sky Piercer.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Shout out to Team Zone. They push us all the way to almost 18 minutes of the game. So at least now, everyone is full build, so now it's just all pure skill.
And I think that so far, a lot of skill has been shown from either side. A lot of resilience coming in from Team Zone. And the Yangon Galacticos are playing their game to a T. They know they cannot force certain types of scenarios. And it really makes me wonder, how many games and scrims did they play Hellcrit and just ruin a team's day?
All of them.
Every single one that they've ever experienced.
At least one.
Since December, they've been practicing Hellcrit every hour of every day.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Still 100% win rate
6 for
in
6.
Season 2 of Myanmar's MSL.
So that's a very impressive stat. That's the BDF already spent, though. YG can utilize and capitalize this. Hellcrit is on the bottom side of the map, just trying to expand, and Team Zone is forced to react.
How smart are the Yangon Galacticos?
Pretty.
It feels like their fight IQ and their macro is it's just immaculate, right? Just give it a moment. Claude's gonna show up. If he doesn't get one shot, they're gonna back off.
Okay. I think Kate does have the win of nature.
Jumps in. Blink. Oh, BMI placing duets. Dark Knight falls. Hey, wins this time. Now it's a 5v4. K is not in the vicinity though. Yaiji trying to back away. Bankai takes a lot of heat there. Kenny still able to dish out damage in that position, right? With the conceal. Looks for a taunt. Great dodge there by Lina. Zone trying to reposition. Petrify! Yay! Finds the angle, and down goes Bankai as well. Stitch is in trouble, but down goes Kenny. Now focusing on the Lord K, trying to shut Lina down, finds it, but Han, clutch retribution, they got it.
If he still has the blazing duet, I feel like K could have just dropped them all, but again, has to use it to deal with Blink. Right now, K is looking pretty good. Buys the Winter Crown. Yangon Galacticos. It's only Bright and K. I think the race is gonna take some time.
K's just gotta fight. He's just gotta fight everything he's got.
Final blow pops in the mid lane. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Crown blazing duet, try to clear. Do they have enough time? Han is in the picture, but K shuts Yang down. But ladies and gentlemen, one team will rise to the 1-0 seed, and it will be Yangon Galacticos.
Man, it's sad that K only was able to activate halfway through the game. He's got the mechanics and that final defense. You could really see him pushing his limits to make sure that every angle was covered. But unfortunately, the numbers were too heavily in favor of YG.
I would say if it weren't for that Benedetta rushing in, getting the clutch petrify on Zexora, they would have won. If Zexora survived there, he would have been able to deal enough damage to let K clean up. It was just that one catch. So shout out to Ying, man. That Benedetta worked so well. Because you even said, Gideon, all the way from the very first pre-show, Petrify is such a good spell for an EXP laner, and it's just the Yuzong. But then YG came and be like, hey, there's also Benedetta.
That's the thing, Benedetta, it's so easy to make a mistake on Benedetta compared to like Yuzong or even Lapu. Yeah, these catches are great, but the surprising thing is, it feels like at least for this squad, they understand every single aspect. Everybody decided to build damage this game. Everyone had to make sure that all the items on the side of their opponents had to diversify early on, which is why the mid game felt so devastating with each and every attack.
This is honestly amazing for both, because yes, Yangon Galacticos showing up with the Hellcurt, of course, very, very strong, but also how Team Zone is able to extend all the way to 20 minutes, and you can see glimpses of them winning. So the scary thing about the new version of the Mongolian downloaders is that as the competition continues, they'll get stronger. And if day one they're already looking this strong, teams have to pay attention to them now.
Understandably so. I personally, I hope that both of these regions scrim against each other more often, right? There's so many similarities to the way that they play, but really different approaches to the different tech that they find.
But I feel like in that game, at least Yangon, they really understand their playbook from the start already, right? Hellcurt, they make it so simple. And unfortunately for the side of Zone, they were a little bit late to adjust, a little bit late to adapt in that game. They were a little bit into deep. Yes, there were chances, but you know, 3 base turrets gone. It's just map control for the side of Yangon.
I kind of don't blame them, because it will be hard for me to adjust to a Hellcurt that is popping off that hard. I mean, like I feel like for them, they're like, we've fought against Hellcurts before. But Blake's Hellcurt is something special. It's definitely one of those things that you're like, okay, we fought against this hero, but not like this.
Yeah, he's not like this. I feel like he gets in your head. He really gets into your head. He's not just looking at the target he's going for. He's kind of looking at everybody else to kind of see what they're feeling like. Oh, it looks like, you know, the Clav's feeling a little more comfortable and is willing to check the tri-brush. Next round, instantly blows him up.
And here's the thing. You know what it reminds me of? Fanny. Because in ranked games, you go up against 1 or 2 Fannies and you're like, not that great.
Yeah.
We can deal with it. And then that one guy that's so good on the Fanny be like, okay, you know what? Maybe we should ban it out.
You die under Fountain and you're like, that's a problem. Same goes here with Blink when he's playing this Hellcurt. It's actually disgusting how he thinks and plays this game, because he's getting away with so much on execute.
Yeah, and this is the MVP, brought to us by the official phone partner, Realme, 9, 2, and 4. And it's really all about controlling, let's say, the first 14 minutes of the game. For the first 14 minutes, that's all Blink. Late game, he can't die in a 1v1 if someone does have that with
damage.
nature.
Yeah. And you can see even he set the tone from the early, right? He was occupying in the bottom side of the map, EXP, and after that, he was the maestro for YG in this game. And for Zone, unfortunately, it overwhelmed him.
It did overwhelm them, but I think, you know, the scarier part is when these, you know, points in the brush get consistently contested every single time. And you can see that K was also a very big proponent as to why this game got really, really tough. Even though we were seeing that they decided to go for a layered approach. Every single time that they find an initial pick, we got to start layering other people to try and look for trades back. Finally, when you don't see the Yuzong actually get one shot, he makes plays of his own, but he can't finish them off, right? So you can see the deficit. Each step of the game, there is a point of attack for YG, and they will take every single advantage. It feels like dying to 1,000 cuts.
I would say
Ouch.
that definitely MVP performance from Blink, but my close second is Yin. Because
Yeah.
I would say when he is involved in that fight, pivotal of actually locking down a key damage dealer and able to do a lot, because this is not the only time he caught Zexora, right?
True.
Even in the highlights before, we see Zexora getting caught by this Benedetta, which caused the death of this Joy. And it's something that I feel like teams want to be careful of, because I feel like this kind of got into their head where I think teams are like, we might be willing to ban out this Hellcrit, but are we willing to ban out this Benedetta?
Oh, yeah. And I think that there's a bigger reason why Benedetta shouldn't be banned out in comparison to the Hellcurt so far. And I think there's like, it's not like, oh, we just have to play a little bit better. There's counterplay to this. It's a coin toss, and that's something I don't like in the meta game. Especially when we're talking about Hellcurt, I'd rather just ban him out, save me the time to think about it later. Ideally as second phase ban, never a first phase ban if I'm on red side.
But that's the thing, YG picked it up first phase,
Yeah, that's
right?
the
They were
crazy
that
part.
confident in executing this Hellcurt play.
And the thing is, you're gonna let go of something, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna let go of the Yuzong, the Jushin, the Eves, the Yeast and Shin and such. Speaking of, Ying had a Bloodwing.
Ooh.
Yeah, just setting off the item, because we saw when he engaged onto Zexora, almost died, so I was like, this also gives me shields. But yeah, like
Why not?
I feel like we gotta talk about this Benedetta. We've seen Benedetta tank, but then Ying is like, I can just do damage. It's fine. I live by you dying. And I love that kind of mentality, yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Let's look at this heat map, right? Because there's got to be something about his pathing, right? Looking at the way that he's controlling River, it's always I show up into the mid lane, I'm looking for gank opportunities consistently. But funny enough, when the moments where you do actually see him like walk through lane, that's when the waves are going to be pushed in.
You know what I'm seeing here? If you look at the movement, it's really going to the lanes, because he doesn't go look for the buff all that much.
No,
right?
no.
That's something that we have to notice here. He's not using this Hellcurt to pressure jungler. He's really pressuring the side laners, and more importantly, the EXP, because he doesn't even visit the gold lane that much. So maybe that's why we're seeing a lot of action, because he knows his target and he doesn't stray far away from it.
He's very proactive. And keep in mind that he's also pathing in a way where it is slightly off of the jungler, right? He starts off one of the camps to build up the spikes, or even goes to the mid lane to pick up onto the spikes as well before actually going into the combat to get all 5 stingers for the insta-kill in the first place, right? And I think those are the few things that most people don't really think about. They're like, oh, I'm in the perfect position. I got no stingers. If I sit there too long, I will lose stingers. So it's about timing, and that's something that Blink has got down to a T.
Yeah, I think his, again, just early game pressure was able to allow YG to get more control. You know, taking down an EXP just allows your jungler to get that first turtle and perhaps allow, you know, the domino effects is just so long. But I like that you mentioned that, like, first 15, it's just like horizontal movements there.
He's still going.
He's still going for the horizontal.
It's a 90-minute game.
It's a 90-minute
They want to show
game.
everything. 43,000 damage.
That's a lot
as
for
Roamer.
Roamer.
But